Dodge, the MTO Misses, and this is our part 2 video for our 2026 Germany trip. And so on this day, I had decided I did not want to do any long train trips. So Anthony's solution to that was to visit 3 nearby towns. So we went to Plochingen, which is a major rail hub. That was one of the things you noticed right away coming in, is there's a lot of tracks and a lot of platforms, and it's really a major area. We went through Plochingen almost every time we went somewhere else in that region. We stopped there. Then we went to Esslingen, and we have toured Esslingen before in a previous trip in that area, but this time we went up to the castle, and wow, that was quite a trip up to the castle. 320 steps counted by Anthony. So it took a lot of work to get up there, but it was a very pretty castle. That one was largely ruins, but again, it was interesting to see, just something a little different. And pretty town too. We enjoyed it the first time we went through. It has a river in the middle of it. There's flowers on the bridge. It was just a really pretty place. And then from there, we went to Kirchheim. And primarily Kirchheim was for Anthony. There were 2 train shops in Kirchheim. So we went to the one, and I think the coolest thing about the first one we went to was the lady saying, "We don't see very many Americans here." Well, now you have 2. That was kind of neat because she had to move things out of the way so we could get down into the train area. And she just let us go from there. So it was a really cute, it was a cute shop. And so then we walked over to another one. Again, Anthony has a video on these, so you'll see more clearly what happened there. That one, he had to take us in his upstairs area, and he wasn't leaving Anthony alone up there. Probably with good reason, right? So here's this one.
Okay, we just arrived in the town of Plochingen. That's our train getting ready to leave. So this is the train station. Can't get it in video well. I wonder if you use that zoom out, if you can get it all in. But we're doing something we don't often do. We're just hitting a bunch of the little towns to see what they're like, not knowing what's here. I mean, we read a little bit about the town, but we've gone through Plochingen so many times, both in 2023 and in now in 2025, that we thought, what the heck, we'll see what's here. And then we're going to go up to Esslingen, which we briefly visited in 2023. But we're going to go this way and then around that way to the Market Square and the town hall and everything. Alright, so we're getting into the pedestrian zone. But yesterday was the finale of the Ascension Day, but a lot of shops still seem to be closed today. A lot of shops were closed yesterday. And Schwäbisch Hall. We have that in Toledo. Some Krugs, beer Krugs. Souvenir of Paris. There's some interesting ones here. 20 euros for that one. Wonder how you get in that shop. Nice little pedestrian shopping area. Plochingen is connected to a hiking trail through here, as well as this whole region is sort of all kinds of state and national parks. It's got a little bit more developed bit than, say, Ebersbach. Of course, Ebersbach is even smaller than this. I think Plochingen's about 13,000. Ebersbach's about 5,000, if that much. Yeah, you got the old maypole up there. All right, this is a Johanni Kirche. We've managed to catch the town in a weekend market, so that's awesome. There's just something about walking through a market in a small German town. Just love it. But very cool. Putenschnitzel. Now, Plochingen is at the confluence of two rivers, the Filz, which is what Ebersbach is on, and then the Neckar, which is a much bigger river. Neckar goes through Stuttgart and up to Heidelberg, eventually flows into the Rhine.
The market's nice, it's from the line.
Yeah, gives it more atmosphere. That makes me happy.
Ja, kann man noch welche schnell holen.
And that's the town hall there. So this is the Rathaus of Plochingen. Looking back down into the old market square. We had on and off rain most of our visits so far. Kind of cut short what we wanted to do yesterday. Alright, we're down on the river. I'm going to assume this is the Neckar. I'll have to check my... And then you've got some walkways, including a little park walk that way, which might take you to where the Fils joins in. Okay, so this is probably the best view of it. We're actually at a pedestrian walk up and around, and then you got a small road bridge above us, but this is the Fils right here coming in, and then this is the Neckar. So we don't live on the Fils River, but Ebersbach is on the Fils that way. And then this is the more famous river, the Neckar, coming through here. Goes into Plochingen and then into Stuttgart. It gets bigger and goes all the way up to Heidelberg, which is probably the prettiest part of the Neckar River. But very cool. Alright, so I'm up on the walk a little bit. Not my favorite place to be. Yeah, I could do some rail fanning here. About every 20 minutes a train will go one way or the other. Every 15 maybe. Because there's 2 each direction per hour. Alright, so we are right at the juncture here. The confluence, as we say in geography. You got the Fils right here, almost out of view behind the trees, and then the Neckar coming here. And it is raining. If you look on the river, I don't know if you could see, it's pretty hefty rain in there. We're fortunately mostly in the cover of trees.
Not enough.
Not enough. Well, do you want to head back? Right, this is Esslingen. The station is under massive reconstruction. It's entirely closed. They set up a temporary ticket office right behind us and all kinds of public restrooms. It is a slightly rainy day. We got some rain in Plochingen, and now that we've hit Esslingen, it started to rain again, but it'll be brief. Okay, so we are into Esslingen. Some of this is coming back in memory. Some of it is not. An old Karstadt that's out of business, because I think they pretty much have all gone out of business now. Okay, let's go across. Right, kind of cool here. Got a knight on the facade here. Say what? Yep. And I know you know me, I'm always good for a stracciatella. The vineyards up on the side here. The Fachwerkhäuser. No, it's the architectural style.
Okay.
Cross timber, timber beam houses. So this is actually a canal off the Neckar. The Neckar is actually that way on the other side of the station, but this is canals that diverted into the city, or maybe an old channel of the river. And again, you got the vineyards up on the mountainside there. The Stuttgart area is also a major wine growing area along with the Rhine Valley. And it's slowly all coming back to me. You wind your way that way into the heart of the Altstadt. And then you've got Esslingen Castle up here. Up on the top there. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
In the picture, it's clearly an F.
Oh.
But it's much harder to make that looking at it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not building. I don't know. That's a weird optical illusion.
Kein Problem. Oh, we have a married couple. Okay, unfortunately the main square here is under massive construction. I have some video from 2023, but we're taking our time this time. Last time was kind of a rush and we didn't film a lot. But it's a beautiful Altstadt area, and then when they're putting in new blocks for the square. Just past a wedding, the outhouse here. All right, pause. Got a lot of marriages today. Alright, so we are on Fischbrunnenstrasse. We're about to go into Heiges. It is a multi-purpose store. It's got toys, it's listed as Lederwaren, but it's a little bit of everything. It's in the Märklin registry as a Märklin shop. There is a children's toy store in here, Spielwaren. But also thought we'd take a picture of the square. Our next phase is we're walking back kind of the way we came, but always cool to see slightly different angles of buildings, and we're gonna hike up to the castle above the town.
Slight right onto Obere Beutau.
All right. Apparently we go up this way. She's saying slide right.
Turn right.
Apparently this puts you on the castle walls.
Okay.
And we go that way.
Oh, this is how you go there.
All right, we have more to go, although there's a easier way. We just did 309 steps. And there's still another 25 or so to go to stay in the hallway and go into that part of the castle. But there's a viewpoint out here, a nice little garden at the castle. Oh my, even Joyce was kind of dying at the end there. Whew. But we are at the There's Joyce. We are at the Esslingen Castle. Obviously not as much here as there once was, but that's true of so many castles. This clearly would have been a very important one, as it guards the Neckar River going into Stuttgart. So whether this was somebody in league with the rulers of the Stuttgart, which was the big trade city, or if this was competitive. Look down over this city and many others. Looking down into, that's towards the river and the train station between the trees there. I don't know if you can kind of see where we were walking up. Had somebody's private yard down there. Alright, so the main tower. Keys, we stopped just short of coming up to that tower. And then around, do you suppose that cafe is open? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so got some cannons here. And that tower's right behind that tree there. Be cool to see this fountain in use. A lot of fountains in these couple of towns, but none being put to use. The castle walls actually go further on down that way. There is a way to get around them. The main way is blocked off, but there's a secondary way you can still get to them. I don't think I want to walk another row of those. They go down, 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 then you have to come back around, and I think I'll just pass on that. I think I do want to go inside here and see what's inside that. 346 steps up to the tower, and it's closed. All that work for nothing. Beautiful view into the village, absolutely. What?
Looks like.
Yeah.
And then it's two direction around.
Nope, I'm not going that far. Alright, one more video. For now. We just came down where we started a little bit ago. Oh my goodness, when you are born and raised in a flat area, hiking up hills or castle steps, and we only did 1/4 of the wall walk. There's another side, and then you have to go down that many steps, but we went up and down this way. But it was cool. But man, if I were doing Fitbit, it would be saying, wow, you've done more steps than you've done in a while. Yep. Memorial for the guys who died in the Franco-Prussian War. Oh, I like how they distinguish it. Jäger, Soldat. Jäger, I think, would be translated as sniper. But I could be wrong. Yeah.
Okay. So Jaeger, Soldat, so that's saying how they died?
No, Soldat is soldier. I think Jaeger.
Ah, okay.
You would have Jaeger battalions. These are rifle. I think it's riflemen. You know, hunter.
Okay.
And so I would think sniper. But it could also just mean a volunteer. Well, you got a Freiwilliger there, which is volunteer.
Yeah. Free work.
From Plochingen, von Steinbach, von Wendlingen. But I think Jaeger were your riflemen, you know, sort of like sharps.
Sure. Make sure I get the top.
All right, Joyce and I have come to a town called Kirchheim unter Teck. Teck is a hill, and there's a whole bunch of villages around here. The hill is over here, and they all have the name Unter Teck because they're all at the bottom of this hill. So a tiny little out-of-the-way town. We came here specifically because there's 2 model train shops here, and we've had no luck with model train shops so far. And Joyce is wandering away already. All right, so just a quick picture of the station here. This is sort of an end line, although some things go further. But this is the farthest out for the S-Bahn. It stops here and turns around and goes back. Passing through part of Kirchheim. Doesn't really seem to have much of an Altstadt that we've come across, but there's a school over here, nice little park and housing project here. All right, we'll keep going. Yeah, found a pretty little stream here. Okay, we'll keep going. Up. And this is a Schloss and a museum now. And it even would have had a dike, a moat. You can see down here. And a little Fachwerkhaus up on the left here. Based on what little I read about Kirchheim, at one time it was the capital of a small region here. And our toy shop's going to be up here somewhere on the left in another half block or so. Turkeys and peacock. Hey, a working fountain. So that's the American shop we're going to right here. So we'll go in, and if they'll let me, I'll film a little.
Your destination is on the left.
Okay, despite almost being run over by multiple bikes, cars, garbage cans, and more, we made it to the Kirchheim Marktstadt. So this is the Altstadt. This is the Marktplatz.
Turn right onto Marktstrasse.
When I get there. But yeah, a lot of Fachwerkhäuser here. So if you're hearing the bongs, that is my GPS. I'm using it to guide
Turn
me
right onto Marktstrasse.
to this other shop. Oh, pretty. So very nice. So we are in the pedestrian zone. So, oh. That's the evangelische Stadtkirche here.
Turn right onto Marktstrasse.
Oh, okay. So, wow, you got another market area down further down there. And yeah, that's cool. Really came here just for the train shop, so it's nice to find that there's a pretty little area here. So I'll pause this and pick it up later. The lady at the one toy shop we were at was talking about they don't see a lot of Americans in this town, so she was pleased. So that was nice. Oh, wow. This house was... Okay, I guess we better cross. This house was rebuilt in 1538 from an earlier house. Wow, that's impressive. All right, so it should be straight ahead here. So here's the shop we're going to. Hopefully they'll let me film because I haven't been able to film in a
Your
shop
destination
yet.
is on the left.
So it's another multi-shop, but we'll go in and see if they have anything I'm lucky about.